Peace, y'all. It's your man Dave with my brother Quest, the man bringing you all things marriage, paying you huge dividends on your investment in time with us. We're talking about love, sex, having children, money, spirituality, life, communication, and anything else to help you thrive and win in your relationships. And guess what? This is grown folks' business. So get ready to make grown-up decisions. You know why? Because marriage ain't for suckers. That's the name of the program. Marriage ain't for suckers. All right, let's get into it. Hey, yo, Quest, it's time to give the people something, man. What we talking about today?
You already know what it is. It's your boy Quest here at 1:09 in the PM, y'all. And welcome to another edition of the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast. You already know what it is. I'm here with my man, Marmello. Marmello, my man. Everybody put your hands together for L. David Harris.
You started it, me other finish it. Yo. Yo. All right, that's enough. That's enough.
Push up your one. No, okay.
Careful there, big guy. What up, Quest?
What up, man? Yo, let me tell you, that gave me life just now, man.
Yeah, that's the tune, boy. But of course, I had to avoid the one with Robert Nesta Marley for real, because that would have got our thing. We would have got knocked for that. So I had to find a way.
As you like to say, I ain't paying. So
yeah.
Shouts out to everybody who's tuned in, man, today, man, to the Marriage Ain't for Suckers podcast, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for so much for rocking with us week after week. It always gives me an opportunity to do what I love and to hang with that dude over there.
Yeah, what up? That's
right.
I give him a hard time once in a while, but it's all in love.
It's what brothers do.
True, that's true.
Brothers do.
I hear two brothers in your house be tearing the place down.
They be tearing the place up. If it wasn't for their mother, boy, they better. That's why worship the ground your mother walk on. Because if it wasn't for her, boy, I touch all y'all in the name of Jesus. Yeah, but yeah, man, I'm thankful for a number of different things, D. I don't know. We might need to add a grateful segment. I'm thankful specifically this week. There's been some things that I've been praying about, especially with the boys as you talk about them. And there's this Max Lucado devotion specifically for Nico's age group, right? And I have been on his head about the first thing that you do when you get up in the morning. Don't let it be electronics. Don't let it be your little Nickelodeon Junior shows on TV. That not be that. You're a pathfinder now, right? I asked him the other day, I said, tell me what your law is. He said, the law is for me to keep the morning watch. I said, stop right there. Because he was about to run it through. Do my honest part. Care for my body. Keep a level eye. I said, I don't even need you to go into the rest of them. Say it one more time for me. The Pathfinder law is for me to keep the morning watch. I said, okay, cool. So as he's keeping the morning watch, he was like, okay, Daddy, what's the morning watch? I said, your devotional. What you do in the morning.
Ooh.
Right? So now he has this routine because he doesn't really, Nico's just like me in the sense like he's not a fan of structure because it boxes him in. But he doesn't understand that he needs the structure. And talk about dealing with yourself all over again, right? And so there's some things, and this is where I'm grateful because the first lesson that I'm learning is that you know what it is to be in his position, even though you're not fully there anymore. So I need you to extend some more grace to him in those areas, talk him through, walk him through. but a lot of the times I operate in impatience, and so I don't get to walk him through. So that's not the part that's dope for me. The part that's dope for me is after reading his devotion this morning, I came downstairs, got my little protein shake ready and my, water to take him off to the bus stop and then go to the gym. So I said, all right, come and talk to me about what you read this morning and what does that mean for you? So he said, basically the devotion, there was a number of different things that if you want to talk about the specifics, we can, but I'll tell you what I got from it. I said, okay, cool. Tell me what you got from it. Because that's really the part I'm concerned with the most. How you going to apply it? 10 years old. He says to me, well, basically, there's two ways to life. You can go the Goliath route or you could go the David route. But what I've learned is that the way that Goliath was moving lead to death. And the way that David is moving leads to life. And I was like, oh, if he's not talking about the battle, I mean, he's learning already the battle between the spirit and the flesh. And so he was like, there are times where I said, so if that's the case, what are the Goliath things for you? The Goliath things for me are not being able to follow directions. The Goliath things for me are, bruh, David. So I'm bugging now because I'm like, yo, he's actually learning. He knows this stuff. So he'd been on my head about doing a podcast together. And I said, we can do a podcast together, but you're going to have to show me responsibility.
Oh, he pulled up that Saponsadilli on you.
Oh, he pulled up the Saponsadilli. For those who wondering what Saponsadilli mean, when Nico was about, he had to be like what, David, about 4 years old at the time?
Yes.
He had to be 4 or 5, 4 years old. So he was in the room with me and in the bed with me and Faith. And he was like, I'm watching YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like the two of you. Like, I want to know what's going on in here. And then one day I said, we got on who's responsible for what. And he said, the shirt is over there. He's like, that's not my Saponsadilli. It's mommy's Saponsadilli to me.
Yo.
He was trying to say responsibility.
Yo, man, laugh until my week,
Yo, weak, bro. Weak, bro.
Yo, Josiah being here saying it now. That's how impactful that is. Like, that dude got me branded.
Yep. So it's funny, D, like I said, I'm grateful because I'm seeing the needle move.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes you look at what's right in front of you and little do you know, but for him to read that, comprehend what was going on and come back and explain to me, like, yo, it's two ways to this.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
And I was like, so I said to him, it's like, is there any in-between ground? He's like, not really. It's either this or that. He said, what's the thing you play for me all the time? The Black Sheep.
Oh, that.
Oh, Black Sheep. He's talking about Black Sheep. You could get with this or you could get with that.
Come on.
I think you get with this because this is kind of fat or this is where it's at.
Yeah.
And so he's basically making his call and election through this process. Sure. And so I'm grateful for that. So now we can shift to the next area. And I think it's going to be something dope, man.
That's what's up.
What's going on JA?
Yeah, well, I'd like sameness where certain things are concerned, but because we have to do some, put some internet and other stuff 2 levels up from here because we live in a 3-level home, long story, right? But I don't like nobody in my studio, bro. I don't like nobody coming here, but the workmen had to come in here and pull up the internet and do whatever. And that's why we're late. But I'm growing, man. I'm growing through it. It sounds simple to y'all, but I don't like certain kinds of disruption messes with my brain and my energy. But I had to grow through it, man. It's a simple thing, but I have to grow through it. And so I don't like being late. I don't like breaking my word. I don't like uncontrollable stuff. I don't like nobody in my studio. But I do like fast internet. I do like free stuff. I do like learning. And I got all of that today. So, yeah, I mean, so that's what it is. That's what it is. And I think that's why Moose was saying, oh, you weren't there, but Moose was talking about self-awareness and how I'm a self-aware person. Mm-hmm. And that's because part of it is the not so positive part of the self-awareness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I admit that this is something that really is not that big a deal. I know intellectually that, objectively, intellectually, I get it. It's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm in my feelings about what I know is not a big deal. So I had to process through it.
David, here's the thing about that. If a lot more of us would take that opportunity, you've heard me tell members of the community about how situations happen and how your brain processes it. It goes from that area in the back of your head there to your limbic system, which is somewhere in the region around the side of your head, and then move to your frontal lobe, where you actually get to make a decision as to what you're going to do. And for those who are listening to it the first time, your emotions just sit in your limbic system. No right, wrong, good, bad. It just is what it is. Your emotions sit in your limbic system. So you legit feel the situation before you get an opportunity. I mean, legit, when I say legit.
Yeah.
It's a process. It goes from boom, boom, boom. And it's lightning's quick, right? A lot of us don't take the time to go ahead and think about it. You feel the burn and you decide to stay in the burn. You don't decide to say, okay, this don't feel good. Why does it not feel good? Like often, and people be like, well, when I'm mad, I'm mad. But if you're mad, there's nothing wrong with being angry, but it's what you do with the anger once you, and I would dare to say, like, for real, anger is attached to some stuff we probably don't want to be attached to, right?
Okay.
Some people use the anger and the madness as a badge, like, man, a bad man and all them kind of something there. I mean,
yeah, it's foolish.
Certain thing off a certain man on ray. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really take nothing, right, for real. But what does that do for you?
Literally nothing.
Growth, right? And we trying to, you say it in the introduction, or is it on the tail end? We just want to be the best version of ourselves we can possibly be. It's a shame for us to be at 50. And I ain't gonna tell you that I don't feel. I feel shame. Sometimes the burn happens, and I'm like the other day when Faith had to refer to me as Elder Green. My man popped up his firearm, and yo, my dude, you know what? As soon as I turned the corner, Elder Green. Can't even say nothing else. Immediately, it put me back in check.
So all of that,
yeah.
So all of that, what you just said, what I do is I press on the gas to get through the process quickly. You feel me? Like when I say I press on the gas, because I'm aware, like I don't believe in full blackout mode.
And here's the funny thing, too,
I take responsibility, bro. I get it quick and hit the gas on it to get through the process and get back to stable.
When you press on the gas, it's funny because when you press on the gas, it looked like you pressing brakes. If that makes sense.
You're talking about David, like this person here?
Yes. And so, because I know most people who are ATCs, ground crew, they operate the same way, right? Like it looked like you stepping on the brakes, but you stepping on the gas. And the reason why I'm saying that is, and it's funny, for those of you who actually pressed the gas, you should have been pressing the brakes so you can think. But for you guys, the pause in the outside, because I saw you. I saw you because we've been rocking for so long. I could see the countenance. And I was like, that's not regular Dave. He processing because these people at the house and he want to shoot the podcast at this particular time because that's what, the structure. And so I spoke to the lady on the phone. I gave her all the information or the dude, and whatever I told him was not conveyed to the dude who came to the house. And what he is doing is different from the conversation. So I'm watching you, right? And here's the funny thing. I love it because you're trying to get right through. And I see you still talking and trying to maintain an attitude, because if you don't and you focus too much on what didn't happen, then you begin to sink.
Yeah. And I ain't about that life.
Yeah. So if you notice, like, I didn't say too much because I was like, all right, let him think. And then when I did say something, it was to distract you away from, but I was like, no, let him think some more, because I want him to, all I'm going to do is put a Band-Aid if I just distract him, because when I get off the phone, he's going to go right back to that anyway.
Yeah.
So I was just like paying attention, like, okay, yep. And it's funny. Like I said, you pressed the gas to go through, but from outside, it looked like you pressing the brake, you shutting down, but you weren't. You were just processing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Bro.
So get us started, because look like I'm getting a text message from upstairs.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna take this picture and send that.
Yep.
And So this is what we on right here. So go ahead, Quest. I got you. Spread the thing right here.
Yep. Give me what we working with in terms of time.
Yeah, Well, it depends. We want to do the 10-minute. We can knock them out. I do it all the
Oh,
time.
we can do it in 10 minutes and knock them out all the time because I got some stuff that I want to share with you as well. And hopefully I can share the screen when it comes time. But this is what we're dealing with. We are dealing with what we were basically discussing from we started this episode, right? And that is moving the needle, right? For some of us, you've always done things a particular way, right? You've always gotten results in the season that you were supposed to get results, but new seasons require new things from us if we're going, because along with those seasons comes growth prayerfully.
Yeah.
Growth is you know what I'm saying? And in addition to that, D, if growth is a part of the next season, then we can't do things the same way that we did in last season and get the same results because this new season requires new results. And so I'm saying in all of these different, okay, so let me do it this way because you hear us use the term moving the needle all the time. And I wanted to give the definition. So the phrase moving the needle, right, is an idiomatic expression. Right? It's an idiom that means to make a significant or noticeable impact or change in a particular situation or metric.
Yeah.
It is often used in business, but it can be applied in various contexts, right? So, for example, if someone said they wanted to move a needle in a project, it means that they want to make a substantial difference, right? Or achieve a meaningful result, right? That can be measured or observed or seen by other people, right? So in a financial context, it might refer to increasing the profits of your company or your revenue. In a social context, it might mean making a substantial improvement in your community or society, or since we're talking here within the context of marriage, making a substantial improvement in your marriage, meaning that you have to make adjustments, you yourself, right? And essentially, it's about creating a meaningful and often quantifiable change. If we were going to relate it to anything, what happened?
Who'll tell you you're not smart? Who'll tell you say you're not smart?
I'm sorry.
Miss say,
who tell me not smart?
Yes.
I don't know why.
But that sounded very, very, very intelligent when you said just a while ago.
Well, that's how I'm understand. Okay, that's how I'm understanding it in this season, and I'm getting used to it because I got to preach it on Sabbath.
Wow, so sounds serious.
So, but that in long and short, that is what I would bring together as the definition for moving the needle. Now, here's the funny thing. Some of us are in relationship right now. You're in marriage, right? But you're not moving the needle in the marriage. And you're not moving the needle in the marriage because you're not doing the specific work. Because moving the needle requires specific work. You're not doing the specific work that will move you from one place to the next. What you're doing is you're doing things and making yourself seem like you're busy working on the marriage. But really what's happening is you're in the hamster paradox where they're in the wheel and they moving, but they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to touch with this evening, right? And the thing that I'm looking at now, D, is the fact that what causes us to be in that position when we're not moving the needle is because we're living for self.
So this is what I want to do. You tell me how you feel about it, right? I know the people that are listening not going to be happy with me. Why don't you give us a bite, right? And then next week, we really hit it.
Yes.
Yeah. So carry on. I'm just going to listen.
Okay. So we can dive deeper next week. So let me find what I wanted to show you.
Oh, I see what you're about to do. Quest screen joined. Is that what you're about to do? I'm gonna turn it on so other people can hear it when they come on too. You about to share?
I'm about to share.
Watch this. Y'all hear this. For those who are listening, we're just waiting for Quest Green to use his other device or some other screen to go on the screen here. And I don't want the time to be dead while you're awaiting this.
Right.
So I'm going to talk foolishness until this happens.
All right. I'll talk this with you. Over here is thinking better.
No, but for real, when we did it before, remember I asked you, have we touched this before, and you couldn't fully recall. Remember, we changed the perspective on moving the needle. We were looking at the VU meter.
Yep.
The last time we were looking at that audio kind of needle moving thing. The last time we did this.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Is it
It.
coming?
Yes.
All right.
So look at this now, right?
Nope.
Quest green screen joined.
Oh yes, Quest green screen joined. Okay, hold on.
She's not.
Yeah. So the echo is gone, y'all. Don't worry. I knew what I was doing. There you go.
So dope.
Look at that.
Yo, shout out to E, right? Because I told E, I said, E, I need. He preached a sermon from a couple of weeks ago called "Return on Your Investment," and you get a return on your investment because you've been moving the needle. You can see it evident in Matthew 25. I'm not going to touch it right now in the interest of time, but we talked about one of the reasons that you are not experiencing what you're supposed to experience is because you living for self. Why? Here it is. Shouts out to E for sending me these slides real quick. And some of them I just had to rework. But society teaches self-based and personal gain-based standards. First and foremost, we just talked about it a while ago, D. You living in your feelings. And this is what was so dope about you, because I'm just trying to speed through the experience while I'm paying attention to who I am in the experience so that I can be and make the adjustments so that I can be better on the back end. Right.
Of course.
Right. And so here what society teaches is self-based and personal gain-based standards. And so that's the first thing. First of all, you living out of your feelings and not by a stand. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. You are living by a feeling and not by a standard. Case in point, I know, D, that I got to go to the gym. I know that I got to work out, right? But there's certain days I'm not thinking about nobody gym. I don't want it. Like I'm not, right? That's the feeling. However, the standard is that in order for you to be healthier, in order for you to transform your body, these are the things that must be done. Nowhere in there talks to feelings. It either you're going to do what must be done or you're not. And that's where the feelings jack us up, because there's some things that you're supposed to do in your marital relationship, but you stuck to feeling and not standard. You're not saying to yourself, these are the things that must be done because these are the things that move my wife. These are the things that must be done. And these are the things that move my husband. But your feeling gets in the way and you say, yo, I'm not doing that because I don't feel like doing that. And then you start giving all the reasons as to, because I'm this and that. We're not asking you for none of that. What is the standard? Are these the things that move my husband? And then you start playing basehead games with yourself. Well, why I gotta be the one to move my husband? Why my husband can't be the one to move me, or vice versa? Why I gotta move my wife? Because you the doggone head of the family. That's why you gotta move your wife. Servant leadership. So here's the funny thing. We asking ourselves again, why are we thinking about moving the needle? Are you living in your feelings, or are you let me rephrase it. Are you operating according to your feelings, or are you operating in the standard?
Okay. So I think this is a good place to pull it.
That's it.
So our feelings are necessary.
Yep.
God gave us emotions.
Yep.
Now, here's the trick before we push a pause on this. The trick is our feelings and emotions simply need to go where feelings and emotions go. The standards need to be the governing principle. If you don't mix that up, you're gone clear.
Gone clear.
But if you mix it up, you put that in the wrong perspective, the wrong position, that's where you messed up. Right? So we're going to circle back. Like I said, we had a little inadvertent thing happen, but we're going to jump in with 2 feet on this one. And by then, Quest will have preached this thing, and we're gonna really jump in. So,
and I'm thankful. You know why? Because as I'm sitting here talking, like I feel it, like taking
I saw
root
that.
in my spirit.
I saw
You know what I
that.
mean? Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all. And of course, we always hear, man. We always hear. Sometimes we have to make adjustments, but that's what it is, man. That's a growth perspective for me, and certainly for many of you. So, yeah, give us a little word right here, Quest, and then we'll get them out of here. Here we go.
From shaky to good, from good to great.
Yeah.
What we want is phenomenal, but phenomenal don't just happen. It takes work. So let's do that work, and I'll see y'all at phenomenal.
That's good. Peace.
There you have it, y'all. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. Marriage is about mutual love and mutual respect, and it works for those willing to make it work. Real talk, our spouses are treasured jewels given to us to make life better. And the sooner we learn to value one another will be the sooner we become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can be. Until next time, peace.